Hello, my name is Samuel Newberry, and this is my video project for Psychology 330 on developmental psychology. So, the toy that I chose for this project is Baby's First Blocks. Here is a picture. The object of this toy is to get all of these different colored blocks into the box through these little different shaped holes. I picked this toy because it is a very popular toy. I grew up on it myself. I still have it actually in my room, but I did not bring it for the video. So going on to cognition. So I think that this is great for cognitive development because I think that it is perfect for perceptual categorization. So you can see here that not only are there varying different shapes, but there are varying different colors. And our textbook tells us that, I cite, by 6 months of age, they can categorize on the basis of two correlated features. So the two correlated features in this toy are the different colors and the different shapes. And it is said in the text that by 6 months of age, they can categorize on the basis of two correlated features. And that's why I brought it up, is because this toy on the website specifically said that it is made for 6-month-olds and up. So that's another reason why I picked it. Moving on further in cognition, I think that this is a great way to assess your child's, or your infant's, your child's zone of proximal development. So maybe they don't quite understand the concept of taking certain shapes and putting them into the certain holes, so they can have a parent present, help them get it into the correct hole. So maybe they try and take this little star and put it into the circle thinking it might fit. It likely won't, so the parent will be able to guide them and help them. That moves us on to the socio and emotional development aspect of this toy. So that was the hardest area for me to analyze pertaining to this toy, because it's not particularly, it doesn't necessitate a parent to be present. But for the development, I would say it does. So this would be a great way to interact with your parent, with your loved one, and develop a greater bond, a secure bond, one that you can trust with. I don't think that this toy being played with alone is quite good for their social and emotional development because there's no one present. So I think so long as there is someone present there to play with them and to praise them when they get the correct block into the correct hole, I think then it would be good for their development socially and emotionally. So long as we have that, response and the praise afterwards, I think it would be a great example of operational development. Operational conditioning is what I meant to say. I think it would be a great example of operational conditioning. So long as we have that parent present. All right, moving on now into the physical development. I think that this is a great way for the child to better develop their fine motor skills. So that involves reaching and grasping. So they're going to be reaching for these toys, grabbing them with their hands, and extending them to drop them into the correct hole. I think that's going to be good for their fine motor development, fine motor skills, Moving on to gross motor skills. I don't think that this is particularly helpful for them moving around and walking. I mean, there's a way that you can incorporate that, have them pick up the toys from one end of the room and walk over and put it in, but without that or some other complex maneuvering, I don't think it's particularly beneficial to their gross motor skills. So again, I'd say it's good for their fine motor skills, but unless you're doing some maneuvering, I don't think it's really great for their gross motor skills. Let's move on to perception now. This is still physical. So there is no real music present, which the text tells us is very important for their praise and for their, what's the word I'm looking for? For their praise, for their opposite of punishment, reward. There it is, reward. So there's no real musical reward other than perhaps the social smile given by the parent when the child puts it into the correct hole. Let's move on to vision. I think that this is great for their vision and their development. Like I said before, they're able to categorize based on two correlated features, and I think that those two correlated features are great for their visual development. There's a great contrast of colors here in this toy. You can see that this is a circle shape and it's blue, but in the back there we have a square that is also blue. So being able to differentiate between those two is very important. This is a great way to flex their contrast sensitivity, and it's just very stimulating for them to look at all these colors. All right, I think that about sums my presentation. I would suggest this toy so long as there's a parent present so they can develop, like I said before, the social and emotional aspects. Thank you. Again, I'm Samuel Newberry, and this is my toy for child development for Psychology 330. Thanks.